after the SNL audition, you had kind of sort of given up, but then you said you had an audition a few months later. So were you like, all right, I'm just going to tough it out for the rest of the year or something, and then just see if anything comes?
Well, no, I mean, I got that audition, and that was, I think, the third time I'd auditioned for the show.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, it didn't work out the first two times. One time, I'm fairly confident, was for Gareth, the cannibal leader. And once I figured that out, I was like, oh, crap. I was so bummed. But then I was relieved because, Aaron, of course, lives longer than Gareth, but Andrew West did such a good, like an incredible job as Gareth. Like, I really wanted that character to last longer, only because, I mean, you hate Gareth, the character, but what Andrew West did with him was so beautiful and so genuinely, like, awe-inspiring. The acting in that is just phenomenal. And for anybody to stand toe-to-toe with Rick or Andy Lincoln and be that domineering is a huge feat. I mean, it's a huge feat to take up screen with Andy Lincoln and be like, you know, this guy is imposing to Rick. I mean, I love what he did with that character. So I'm glad that he got it. So,
yeah.
And that I did.
What was the audition process like for Walking Dead?
Normally for a show, a character that could, like, recurring, that will maybe turn into a series regular, you have to do the initial audition, then you go to producers, then you go to network. This one was super weird in that it was a one and done. I mean, it was just on tape. It was a week before my birthday. It was so August 15th was the initial. It was a Friday. I remember back in 2014, which is crazy to admit. But I auditioned one time, and then the casting director was like, you know, I've seen some of your comedy stuff, and, like, I feel like there's a lot of comedy in this character. Can you just try it with a little bit more of, like, this kind of zhuzh? And I was like, all right, I'll give it a whirl. And that was it. And it was all on camera. I think we did it 2, maybe 3 times, and that was it. And then a week later, I hadn't heard anything. And usually if you don't hear in the first few days, you didn't get it. But on my birthday, August 22nd, I was sick with a stomach flu, just like spending probably what was going to be one of the worst birthdays of my life in bed, you know, sick as a dog with a terrible fever. And then my manager called at like 5 o'clock that afternoon and said, you know, are you sitting down? I'm like, I'm lying down. What's going on? And she's like, well, your life's about to change. You just got The Walking Dead. And I shot out of bed and instantly felt better. It was really wild. And then a week after that, I was in Georgia filming the show, and I filmed it through the end of 2014.
Wow.
So, yeah,
that's wild.
Really,
I mean,
really weird.
And
I thought they were going to kill me off for sure. Like in that first season, I was like, they're going to kill me off. Like I just kept waiting and waiting for them to kill me. And then they didn't. And then the next year I was like, they're going to kill me. I just know they're going to kill me. And then they didn't. And I'm still just waiting for them to kill me off, because I feel like that's the show we work on. Everyone's just like, oh, is this the episode that I die?
You're like one of the last remaining veterans. Like, you know, you, Norman, Melissa, I guess you can now put Jeffrey in that, but it's in Maggie, obviously, but Lauren, but wild.
Just looking at the cast list the other day, but the remaining cast, it's like Norman, Melissa, Lauren, as you said, Beth, Christian, Josh, and myself. And it's like, how the hell did 7 years go by so fast? Like, it's just weird, really weird.